Right, good morning, guys. Today, in 5 days, I wanna show you or escort you to the place in Oya, Santorini. But the first, let me introduce myself. My name is Adi. I'm as your tour guide. Yeah, right. For the first place, I wanna escort you to Byzantine Castle ruin in Santorini, in Oya, Santorini. This this is the beautiful place in Oya Santorini, or called the Castle of St. Nicholas, where the history of this castle during the medieval age piracy was a big threat for the inhabitants of Santorini. History of the saints ago, it was the history of this castle. For since ago, it was one of the most significant residents of the island, as it was a home of Byzantine aristocracy as well as high educated people, and also a place of storing groups. In the time, the pirates were often attacking Greek island when they plundered the crops and sold the men and sold the woman to herms, and the local decided to defend themselves by building their houses close together on hills spared by narrow street and high walls. So as time went on, there were also protection on tower built between this wall, from which the people were able to watch the sea and prepare for an eventual attack. If a danger was coming, they transferred their group into big underground pits, look, look it up their home, and hide themselves in the castle or some several place in the island. But unfortunately, the big earthquake in 1956 destroyed its major part, so just a fraction of its remains preserved until today. So for the second, we are having a break. We are having a lunch in Oya Pioneer Restaurant. This restaurant is located uh, on side street in historic wine cellar, just beyond the hostel and half of Oya Main Street. The restaurant has three terraces, some that are sunny and other that are shaded, but has a relaxed modern vibe and food you're immediately at ease. The weather or waitress is warm and gracious. They are passionate about what they do and care deeply about facilitating and knowledge of the area and the vineyard, making this restaurant particularly great for lunch. At this restaurant, serve a variety of processed dishes such as meat or seafood, vegetarian, uh, cheese, and wine offered to coffee restaurant customer. So for the third place, I want to escort you to the museum. This is the Naval Maritime Museum. in Oia, Santorini. This museum, which was on 19th century, mentioned has been restored, restored and converted into a museum that accommodates the maritime history of Tierra, such as rare figures, crate of cements, old maritime equipment, feature and veterans of careening, models of old and new train ships, aquarelle and featuring old sailing ships, as well as rare photographs and libraries, all of which are recorded year after year by the train's contribution to the great history of the Hellenic Navy. Oya reached the peak of prosperity at the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century. Its economic prosperity is based on its merchant fleet that trade in the Eastern Mediterranean, especially from Alexandria to Russia. Therefore, the two-story captain's house built at the top of the village consists of remains of the previous village prosperity. So, for the next trip, we'll be escorted by my friends, Degdi, and thank you for the trips and enjoy your trip.